Your priorities are going to become more complex as you head further into the editing and publishing process. You're going to have to juggle marketing, writing, team development and management, production, brain care, all of the things as you head further into the process. So you need to prep yourself accordingly. Make sure that your calendar can expand to accommodate all of those different priorities. And if you're going on vacation, if you have other commitments coming up, make sure that you plan around them. This is where a lot of writers can drop the ball because they need to expand from that myopic focus on just writing to a broader awareness of what it takes to launch a product. This is the 38th video in a series where I go over every single step to write, publish, and sell your book. If you want my credentials, go back to 30, because as we shift from writing and editing into publishing and launching, the creative process can sometimes become a maladaptive coping mechanism for people if the creative uses it as a way to escape from other priorities like marketing. I am definitely guilty of this on occasion. I encourage you to not get stuck in the never-ending process of perfecting your manuscript and instead focus on what you need to do in order to achieve the goals you started with. If your goal is to make money, you have to launch the product and get it into the hands of paying readers. If your goal is to make impact, then you have to get onto public platforms and build your visibility. If your goal is legacy, you have to think about how you are going to ensure that it is long lasting and how exactly you want to make that happen. If your goal is ego, then you have to start looking out for award opportunities and notoriety opportunities. Remember that perfect writing products don't exist, whether it's a poem, a novel, a textbook. Someone once told me that typos are like cockroaches. They're going to survive nuclear war. I always focus on imperfect action versus perfect inaction. The thing that actually got me to start writing books is thinking about how many bad books are out there. There are books that have endings that don't make sense. There are books that have glaring formatting issues and yet they're still printed in the thousands. There are books so bad that there are entire TikTok channels devoted to mocking them, and yet they are still on bookshelves in libraries, stores, at homes. One of my favorite series had the first sentence of every chapter blocked by the formatting of the chapter, and so we couldn't read it, and yet I still loved the series. I'm 136% confident that your book is going to be one of the better ones. The mere fact that you've gotten this far in this series tells me that you are serious about making it good, and so I think it will be. Drop your doubts at the door and make it happen. I'll be doing one of these videos every weekday this month, so stay tuned. You know where the buttons are, and always, always hit me up with questions.